I'm in Scotland's largest city, which is of course Glasgow, and today I'm going to do what I do best and hopefully explore as much of the city as I possibly can. Except I don't want that to get boring, so I actually have 5 goals for the video. These goals are to: number 1, ride the Glasgow subway. Number 2, buy a traditionally Scottish item. Number 3, see at least 2 famous landmarks. Number 4 is to cross at least 3 bridges. And the most important one, number 5, is to do all of this and explore most of Glasgow before 5 p.m. because we have swimming at our hotel booked. So we better get going. So this here is the River Clyde, which is the main river that goes through Glasgow. And there is a bridge right here, which I did just cross, but that was before I started filming, so I'm not going to count it. That shouldn't be a problem though, because there'll be plenty of opportunity to cross bridges. That over there, just kind of going over the river, is Glasgow Central Station, or at least that's the line that goes into it. The actual station might be further down there. But yeah, let's just go this way and explore further into the city. So this is a really cool building here, a Barclays office, I guess, unless it's the HQ, which I doubt it is. So yeah, we're just going to go down here and then we'll circle around into the centre in a minute. Obviously we will go into the centre early in the video because best for viewer retention. This video will be split into 2 segments. So there will be one obviously right now, and then I'll finish at 11, go down to Ayr, see some family, then we'll come back at about 3ish and I can start the evening segment. That does not mean that anything is different. We will still be trying to do all of this by 5. That's very cool. That's actually a Barclays bank, which is quite surprising, but they've kind of painted the stairs red and turned it into art. And then of course we're in Glasgow, loads of really cool buildings here. And that's reminded me of something that I forgot to say in the intro, which is I've never been to Glasgow before, I've never been to Scotland before, and I did do some research, but not much, so this should be fun. So here's the central station here, or this is the line that goes into the station, and then the station's just down here, which means we're getting into the city centre now. I don't want to go in that way because it might be too busy. I want to go in down this way. And about it being busy, it's actually Easter Sunday, so the train was busy yesterday, but I highly doubt it's going to be particularly busy in Glasgow this morning. Well, at least in the centre. I can imagine the motorway is packed. Here we are, this is our first bridge of the day, which means we're starting to cross off our first goal. Look at all these buildings, absolutely amazing. Need to make sure to get some photos for the thumbnail. As it is a Sunday and there's decent weather, there are of course lots of motorbikes about, and a minute ago, before I started filming, we saw 2 motorbikes driving down and they were wearing some really weird clothes and I was wondering what it was. And then I realised it's the Easter Bunny. They were both dressed up as the Easter Bunny, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm seeing some really cool street art down here. Where was it? It's down here somewhere, I think, by the river. Here it is. There's just loads of kind of graffiti, although it feels mean calling it graffiti because that's actually like cool. There we go. Lots of really cool street art. So I can imagine this is like an area where they allow it, but this is definitely really nice. So there is the second bridge we can cross right here, but I think what I'm going to do instead is go into the city centre through one of these kind of side streets here in front of me, and then we'll cross some more bridges later. But yeah, we'll focus on some of the goals for a bit. Maybe I can try and get a Scottish item now. About the Scottish item, last video was in Cardiff and I set the goal to go and get a Welsh item, and I picked up some shortbread which was made with Welsh butter, and honestly I was just kind of rushing, so I considered that a Welsh item. But shortbread's actually Scottish, so that's another rule, is that I'm not allowed to buy shortbread this video because that's kind of cheating a little bit. Also about the motorbikes, there's actually a motorbiking parade which is organised by the Glasgow Children's Hospital. It's just an Easter thing, but yeah, I'll leave a link to a page about that in the pinned comment. Some more street art here, definitely more on the commissioned side of things as opposed to graffiti. That's really cool. I say this quite a lot in my videos, but sometimes I just see a street and it really reminds me of photos I've seen of New York, like these really tall, narrow buildings right up against other buildings. Anyway, I definitely do not need to be going around here. We'll get back down here, and we are, believe it or not, properly in the city centre now. Just around this corner is Glasgow Central Station. This is one of the Glasgow subway stops here. We will definitely ride on it later, but not quite yet. Let's go down here, because I think we're in kind of like a shopping district now. This building here is one of the first ever Glasgow subway stations, which was built in 1896, I think. But what's crazy about this is, you're not going to believe this, it's a Cafe Nero. Cafe Nero, the company, operates inside of that really old, nice preserved building. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, it's just a bit crazy. Right, there's a great opportunity here to get a traditionally Scottish item, so let's go. Right, I'm glad to say that's my first goal ticked off. I have now got my traditionally Scottish item, which is a mini bagpipe air freshener. I mean, bagpipes is very stereotypical Scottish, but this is the House of Cashmere, which is the shop I got it from. And we went in there and the lady noticed I had a camera and she gave me a load of suggestions of things I could see in Scotland while I'm here. I mean, I don't usually do this, so I'm going to do the really weird YouTuber-y thing and give them a shout out, I suppose. So yeah, House of Cashmere near the central station in Glasgow. I genuinely didn't think Glasgow is a particularly big place for street art, but I guess learning stuff all the time on this channel. Look at that, it's absolutely massive. Do you think I could? Oh no, I can't do that. I was going to try and stand in her fingertips because she's like trying to hold something. I have 20 minutes before I need to go and finish the first segment of the video, so I'm going to focus on one of my other goals, which was to see at least 2 famous landmarks. I don't know any famous landmarks in Glasgow, but I just looked some up on Google Maps and I think there's some sort of gallery this way. It's been really modern until this point and now it's starting to turn really old. This tends to happen quite a lot in my videos where we just get to a really old part of the city. I think it happened in Leeds as well, where it's just new buildings upon new buildings and then suddenly they're just all old. It's very strange when that happens. It's like I'm in a different city. There's the gallery just at the end of this road here, and these older buildings on the other side of the road are looking absolutely credible in that sunlight. It's absolutely perfect. I don't know if you can hear on camera, but bagpipes in the background kind of sets the scene at the moment. Walking through this really historic part of the city. Over there is Glasgow Queen Street Station, where I arrived into Glasgow yesterday afternoon, and then I think all of this is called George's Square. But the point is, that building there is the massive art gallery, which is our first landmark of the day, or our first proper landmark of the day at least. Obviously, we need to see a minimum of 2 for the goal to be completed, but obviously I hope we actually see more than 2 landmarks in Glasgow, because that would be quite nice. Anyway, I need to find somewhere quiet to end the first segment of the video now. I just wanted to very quickly say that if you'd like to support the channel with any spare money you have, you can do so using the link in the pinned comment. And if you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing and even commenting. I've said this a few times now, but I don't know why I say even commenting as if it's surprising that it supports the channel. Anyway, as I've mentioned a few times, I am off to go and visit some family in the Scottish town of Ayr. Running quite late for my train at the moment, so I do have to go now. I'll see you in the second segment of the video, which will be literally right now for you. Right, hello, I'm back from Ayr. We are running about half an hour late because I had to get a later train back to Glasgow. However, we are at this bridge. Now, I have no idea what it's called, but I do know that the road that goes over it begins with F. But yeah, I don't know anything, so if you do, please let me know in the comments. This is our second landmark of the day, which means we've just ticked off our second goal, which is the two landmarks one. And we're about to contribute towards our third, which is walking over a second bridge. So let's go. Hopefully it's not too much of a rush, but I am hoping to get the subway back into town, although I think we have to walk further along the river to the Science Museum area, I think, to catch the subway. Yeah, here's the bridge. It's very, very cool. It's a shame it's got a road going over it though. It's not a shame for the cars who want to get onto the other side of the river, but it's a shame for me because I hoped it would be a pedestrian bridge. So I know this is all the Science Museum here, but then I think it also crosses onto the other side of the river where that really tall spire rebuilding is. But the subway station's on this side of the river, so we won't be able to cross that pedestrian bridge, which is fine because we're going to get another bridge in anyway. That's our second bridge of the day crossed off, which means we only have to cross one more now to complete the goal. And what's useful about that is that also doubles down as a landmark. So we've completed the landmark goal now. Yeah, I think next time I'll probably make it so that I have to see more than 2 landmarks, so that I should actually try to see more. Believe it or not, that really short shot of me telling you that we've crossed the bridge took me like 20 takes. You can tell I'm getting tired, can't you? That building looks a little bit like Sydney Opera House just because of like the shape. And then that building there, I don't know what it is, but in the sunlight it is absolutely epic. So if I had a little bit more time, I would definitely cross that bridge, but we need to go to the Glasgow subway station, and I think it's this way. So let's go and get another goal ticked off and have a ride on the Glasgow subway. Just looking at directions to the subway station, I thought it was going to be a 2-minute walk. It's more like a 13-minute walk, but I mean, on top of that, the train journey is only 9 minutes when I thought it was going to be more like 20. Not that bad that I underestimated, but we do have to get there as quickly as possible now. It hasn't been anywhere near that 16 minutes, but we are almost there now. Yeah, timing's been quite annoying today, especially because we had to go to Ayr. I know it's to see family, but it's annoying either way. And we don't really need to be back at the hotel for 5. It would just mean we miss out on one of our goals and literally just a few minutes of swimming. And I am spending all the time time I possibly can exploring Glasgow today. And then hopefully tomorrow and the day after we can explore some different Scottish towns. Doesn't even feel like I'm in Glasgow anymore because it's just not packed with people, cars and buildings. And of course I went the wrong way. I haven't got a single direction wrong today until I really need to be somewhere at a certain time. Here we go. I'll do a subway montage instead of trying to talk to you on the train. I've got my ticket here. We're going to catch the subway to Bridge Street, which is just on this side of the River Clyde, but right into the centre. Then we're going to cross our last bridge. And it's getting very loud, so I'll montage this and I won't try and talk to you. There we go, that is our third goal ticked off, a ride on the Glasgow subway. It was very, very small and very, very wobbly, but I did like it. I think the trains are so small because the tunnels are literally the original ones that they dug when they were first building the Glasgow subway. I can't explain why it was so wobbly though. Anyway, speaking of goals, we're about to tick off our fourth one, which is our third walk over a bridge. And it's around here somewhere, but I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming it's this way. Here it is. This is our third bridge of the day. It's actually a really nice bridge. Oh, and that's really cool. The Virgin Hotel lines perfectly with the bridge. I know you can't really see it on camera, but I can definitely see it with my eyes. There's the River Clyde, again, making lots of appearances in this video. There we go. That is 4 of 5 goals ticked off. So we have bought a traditionally Scottish item. We have ridden on the Glasgow subway. We've crossed 3 bridges and we've seen 2 landmarks, except the 5th one we can't do. And I'll explain why right now. My 5th goal was to get back to the hotel to swim before 5, except it's 20 minutes past 5 now, so kind of missed out on that one a little bit. So instead, I've come here to some sort of metropolitan cathedral right by the bridge to enter the video. So I do have to ask once more that if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by liking, subscribing, commenting. And if you'd like to donate some money to the channel, you can do so using the link in the pinned comment. And I'm really sorry we weren't able to do any more exploring towards the end of the video, but I do have to get back to my hotel to swim. So yeah, I'll see you next week for another very exciting video up here in Scotland, and yeah, bye.